Hello, hello, folks. This is Devahntau Colonel, and as per usual, if you are a regular attendant of my live streams, then you know the deal. If not, then go ahead and skip to the 3 minute and 30-second mark. That's where I'm going to go ahead and dive into the crux of this video and really delve into the meat of it. I recently posted a Instagram video that popped into my head, and I realized that the 60 seconds that I had was not nearly enough for me to say everything I wanted to say. And so this is now me deciding I need to expound on this. Let me go ahead now. All right, so there. Okay, and I need to set up a charger before I delve into this piece here. Okay. All right, I cannot wait to get into this. So, we are now here at the 3 minute and 30-second mark, as per usual. So, let's go ahead and dive straight into the nitty-gritty and the meat of the point of this video. So, you got some 16-year-old to 28-year-old that's they've decided they're going to start their business. They're a young startup like myself, and they're saying that they can, run your social media, that they can grow your sales, that they can do XYZ amount of things, right? They can get you the moon, stars, and the sun. So you've got maybe somewhere between a minimum of 3 to 7 of these people making these claims. How do you go about getting these people off your back, qualifying them, seeing if they're the real deal, seeing if they're legit? How do you do that? So in this video, the point of this is to be able to distinguish the people that are actually skilled at it and good at it, and the people who are not and who need to just straight up give it up. Okay, so here's how you can take a person who is completely out of their realm, show them that they're out of their realm and tell them, look, either you need to seriously go back and retrain, or you need to do a lot more practice before you try to charge people for this. So something that you can do as a business owner is, when someone approaches you to do that, someone that matches up to my profile, somewhere between the age of 17, 16, and 28, right? And they say, hey, I have a digital marketing agency, and what I'm trying to do is run your social media, and I can run ads in order to get you more sales. You say, really? Okay. So what do you need from me? That person should then tell you that they need some sort of access to a Facebook ad account. They need to be made some sort of editor that can create ads, or they need to have, and then they need to have a budget that they can work with from you. And this budget should be no more than about, this is maximum, absolute top of the line for a trial. It should be around $150 to $250. $250 is like really high up there, because what they should be doing is, when they're going and they're doing the work, they should not be charging you for the trial service. Now, depending on this person's experience, if this person has testimonials, if they have clientele, if they've gotten track records, this person most likely will only offer you a week. If they are newer, like myself, they may offer you anything from 2 weeks to a month, depending on their comfortability with your industry and what they actually think that they can achieve. Now, for me, myself, I don't particularly believe that I could get fantastic results for I'm trying to think. So for example, a buddy of mine, he runs a cybersecurity company. I don't think I can necessarily get crazy results for that. Could I get clicks? Could I help to build the email list? Yes, but I might not be able to create a direct ROI in that very same month, because that type of thing may be something that the prospective consumer or customer might need to consume multiple times before they feel like, okay, I will now purchase this. So I don't think that if I were running a trial for a friend, for my buddy who runs his cybersecurity company, I would say, look, honestly, I probably need to do a free trial for you for at least 2 weeks up to a month. And we just see what I can get you and see if it's even worth it for us to try going forward in this. Now, throughout that 2 weeks, if they need to be coordinating with you as a business owner as if they're getting paid to do it. So they need to be, if they need something, they need to be saying, hey, John, is it okay if I put this verbiage on the post? Hey, John, what do you think of this image? Hey, but here's the other thing on the flip side, though. You, in your endeavor to get rid of this person, your thing needs to be to make sure that you're coordinating with this person. You want to do everything to make sure that all the field is completely level. If you can coordinate perfectly with this person and you can give them everything that they need and they fail you, then they have no excuse to say, oh, it didn't work because the person got in the way. If you did everything right, then you can say, look, man, I gave you everything you needed when you needed it. I gave it to you in a timely fashion. I coordinated with you, and I was super open to your needs as the marketer, and you still couldn't make it happen. Now, if they get all of the cooperation from you, you run the marketing campaign, spend that $150 to $250. Excuse me. and you get no ROI from that, you tell them, hey, look, and this should be something that is established beforehand, but what are your KPIs? What are your key performance indicators? What do you need as a business owner to be able to point to them and say, you know what? These are my parameters for success. You achieved X, Y, and Z. So based off of the parameters that I set, that I said I would be happy with, that is your results match to what I want to see. As a marketer, if they don't ask you what your KPIs are, what your key performance indicators are, what your metrics for success are, that right there is a red flag. In fact, you should probably throw that in their face. Hey, you're saying you're going to do all this, but you don't even know what I want. Like, do you know what is success to me? I mean, I'm opening up, my restaurant in another area. Maybe I just want a lot of people to know that. Maybe I just want 6,000 people to know about that because I have a 10% conversion rate, and I know that within that first week I'll get 600 people to come through. But you wouldn't know that because you didn't ask me. So if they're not asking you what are your indicators for success, throw that in their face and tell them, look, that right there is a huge red flag for me, and because of that, I am not feeling too comfortable with letting you hold the reins of my marketing and giving you a budget because you don't even know what to ask me as your person that you're selling to, let alone what you're going to ask the consumer. If you tell a marketer this, there's either one or two things that's going to happen. Either one, the person is going to be so mind blown that you were proactive in saying what you needed and you caught that they didn't ask for something that they as a good salesperson should have asked. They'll be so dumbfounded by that they'll say, wow, you are right. Thank you so much for that insight. That is something that is going to be hugely beneficial to me in the long run. I really appreciate that. Or two, they're going to feel so embarrassed that they're just going to maybe shrivel up, and you might be able to tell them, hey, you know what? Maybe go back and think about what you're doing a little bit more, figure out your approach, figure out what you're trying to do for the customer, and then come back with an attack strategy that is solid. Because right now, you're not really ready for the sales aspect. If you do this to any marketer or to any especially a person that's a startup like myself, we appreciate that. If you can tell us, hey, improve this, improve that, that means the world to us. Now, a person that's with, some company that's been around for 40 years, 70 years, whatever the case might be, they're going to be more trained in that. And in that case, I would say that you should tell them, hey, look, if this is true, I've had people promise me the sun, moon, and the stars and not deliver. And so you want to do this. If you can allow me a 2-week, I understand that you guys have been in business for 30 years. You guys have a track record. However, you have to understand on my end, I'm a business owner with a very constricted budget. And so if you can give me a 2-week trial for free and things go well, I will run it with you guys 100%. If you cannot, if it's outside of you guys' policy and procedures, then there's no reason for us to continue discussion, because I'm telling you right now, it's not in my budget that I have to be able to spend with you. So this is your option for if you really want to get me as a client, this is your option. If you can't do this thing that I'm telling you how to get me as a client, then the only thing left is that you and I, client to servicer, we are not a fit. Okay, so that's how you get rid of that marketer, or you put them to the test. Tell them to work for you for free, and if they do it well, awesome, then it's all upside. If they do it badly, you tell them how to improve. You tell them, hey, this is what you do to get better. And then you say, do that and continue forward. Now, so this comes up as something really, really important because, and sorry to those of you guys that are coming in and tuning in, and you guys are just trying to figure out how to get rid of those telemarketers, because the point of this video is this is talking about a B2B, a business to business discussion. This isn't B2C or business to consumer. You guys looking at the word marketing in my title, you probably think that I'm talking about those annoying marketers that call you on the telephone asking you if you have house insurance or car insurance, or you want to change your plans, or cell phone plans if you're happy with that. No, this is a business to business conversation talking about marketing and growing business, growing sales, increasing customer retention, and re-engaging inactive customers that have been out for a while. So that's what I would say to all of you. If y'all do that, business owners, and you tell them straight up, hey, you know what, let's rock and roll, or hey, it's just not possible right now with these specific terms. Because if you tell them that it's not possible, we're just gonna look at you saying it's not possible as an objection, and we're going to try to figure out what is the reason that you have this objection? And we're going to try to overcome that objection. But if you give us a precise answer and we walk through the train of thought in a deeper context, then to us, we'll say, you know what? We understand exactly where you're at, what you're thinking, what you're trying to do, based on the information that you have so graciously really been considerate about. We now know as a marketer, this just simply will not work. This just simply is not something feasible for you. It's not something that if we as a marketing team invested our time and resource into would be positive for us. And we now make that informed decision. If you get a marketer that you go through these processes with and they just don't respond to that in a, you know what, in manners that I just articulated, then that person is highly unprofessional. That person is likely one of those scammy, sleazy marketers that you need to avoid at all costs. So that's my tips on that. But if you can help guys that are like me, that are starting, that are trying to actually bring results and bring value, then no matter how it goes, you're helping out people like myself so much. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave that video with this. This has been Devahntau Colonel. Thank you so much if you tuned in and checked this out. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next piece of informative video. Peace out.